Hello, I'm Senator Lindsey Graham, and this is the 10th anniversary of the attacks on our nation of 9/11/2001. I dare say that all of us who are old enough to remember that day remember exactly where we were and the feeling we had when we saw the World Trade Center attacked, the fear we felt about the Pentagon being attacked, and how we grieved and suffered for those on Flight 93, which was really the first counterattack in the war on terror. I remember very well where I was. I was in my Washington, D.C. home, getting ready to walk up to my office. I live about 10 minutes away from my house office back then. Got a call from my South Carolina office, turned on the TV. The first tower was smoking. No one quite frankly knew what was going on, but during the conversation you could see the second plane hit the second tower, and I knew right then what was going on. Later in the morning, the Pentagon was attacked. You could see smoke from Capitol Hill of the attack on the Pentagon. People were running out of the Capitol and the congressional offices. I had my staff come to my house because there was really no place else to go. And I can recall F-16s flying over the Capitol. But the thing I'll remember the most about that day was the evening. After the dust had settled and the evening was coming to a close, members of Congress gathered on the Capitol steps, and I walked from my house to the Capitol, crossing one of the main streets in Washington, and I was looking to my left and right, and there wasn't a car on the road or a plane in the sky, and all the traffic lights were blinking caution, and it was like a movie, the day after movie. Eerie silence. That night we gathered on the steps of the House, congressional leaders vowing to keep the Congress open and pushing back against those who attacked us. And someone behind me, one row behind me, started singing "God Bless America," and all of us chimed in. A lot's happened in the last 10 years. That spirit of unity has been lost, but during the last 10 years, our men and women in uniform, our first responders, our CIA, our FBI, they've been working overtime to defend us and protect us. It's not just luck we haven't been attacked. We've changed our laws. We have the ability to detect what the terrorists are doing before they hit us far better than we've ever had. The nation has struggled for the last 10 years financially, but I am so proud of the men and women who serve us. I've been to Iraq and Afghanistan more times than I can count, and I'm just amazed at the number of young men and women who say they joined the military because of 9/11. You know, if you were 10 years ago, you're 10 years old on 9/11/2001, you're now 20. Chances are you've been in the military if you joined at 18, a couple of years and been to Afghanistan and Iraq. I am so proud of these young men and women. They represent the best of us. So as we mark this 10th anniversary, let's resolve ourselves never to let this happen again. That means we have to lead the world. What happens in Afghanistan really does matter. I want our troops home, but I want them to come home in a way they don't have to go back. I have a simple theory about this war, that what the enemy offers, radical Islam, is not being bought by most people in the Mideast. The Iraqi people turned on al-Qaeda. The Afghan people want no part of the Taliban. So it's good that we kill bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, but we have to do more than just kill terrorists. We have to help those who have the will to fight back, to provide them with the capacity to fight back. We're far safer when people in the region can fight terrorism in their own backyard and win. So Afghanistan, we're drawing down, but we need to let the Afghan people know we're not going to abandon them. This was the place where the attacks were planned, and we can never let it go back in Taliban hands. So as we mark the 10th anniversary, let us all say a prayer for those who were injured and killed that day. Let's remember the men and women in uniform who have sacrificed their lives to protect us over the last decade. 1% of our nation is in uniform, doing a lot of heavy lifting for the rest of us. The good news for me is that every American, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Vegetarian, we all appreciate the military. Let's try to recapture that spirit of 9/11, where we work together to solve the hard problems that face us, a mountain of debt, high unemployment, and the threats that we face from radical Islam. There's nothing we can't accomplish if we work together. As I do my reserve duty in Iraq and Afghanistan, I always come back to Congress energized because I'm around young men and women who have a common purpose, who set aside their religious differences, their political differences to focus on their mission. If Congress could capture that spirit for 1 week, there's no telling what we could do up here. So as we go into this 10th anniversary, let's be mindful of the threats, appreciative of our freedoms, and thankful for those who protect us. God bless.